G'day everyone, my name's Cautious Pancake, and today I'm going to have a look at zombie jump and stumble behaviour, what it means for base building, and what we can do about it. To start with, let's consider this basic block staircase in Alpha 21. Now before I spawn in 5 feral zombies, I want you to guess how many will make it to the top without falling. In particular, I'm interested in falls, where the zombie stumbles after the jump and then falls off during the stumble animation. Falling off as a result of too many zombies on the same block won't count for the purposes of this test. Got your number? Okay, good, let's go. Here's our 5 zombies, let's get their attention, and up they come. So far so good. Let's see if we see any stumbles. Oh, there was one in the middle there. Another one of the last one just stumbled. So far everybody's going straight up the staircase with no problems, which is pretty anticlimactic, but that's how it works in Alpha 21. Now here's Alpha 20 with the same type of stairs, and let's see if we get the same behaviour. So here's a run that's already in progress. We've got zombies making their way up the stairs now. And that middle guy just stumbled and fell off to the side. And another one just stumbled and fell off to the side. Missed what happened to that third one at the bottom. I think his pathing's a bit messed up at the moment. Turning back, we've got making my way up. A stumble and fall for the front runner. They're both making their way up now. Oh, another stumble and fall. So you can just see, back in Alpha 20, this was pretty common for stumble and fall mechanics to keep the zombies from making their way to the top all at the same time. So as you can see, the zombie jump and stumble mechanics have been significantly changed for Alpha 21, where the zombies' feet have been coated in glue during the stumble so that they don't fall off the block that they're on. Now, I don't know if we should call this a nerf, a bug, or a change. From the perspective of someone that's used this behaviour as part of Horde Night defences, it feels like a nerf. However, it's not listed on the Alpha 21 change notes that I can see, so perhaps it's just a bug or unintended change brought about by some other pathing changes. Either way, it's probably just a matter of perspective as to which word feels most appropriate. Oh, and it's not just limited to full cube blocks either. If you look at my Plinko base from Alpha 20, it uses the quarter cube block centered to create a section that gradually drops zombies off. However, in Alpha 21, where the zombies have either consumed the brain of Legolas or mutated themselves into part mountain goat, they just stroll all the way across with no issues. So what does this mean for base building? Well, mainly, it removes one of the basic methods for reducing the push of zombie waves into a slower rate before they get to you. There's still plenty of options for stopping all or most of the zombies when they hit a point, but this was one of the few techniques that I was aware of that could slowly reduce the rush of zombies on Horde Night. What it allowed was bases that could be created higher or lower to give a less or more intense experience, which is what I used back in my Wizard Tower base of Alpha 20. As a result, we either need to build bases that can deal with a full group of zombies at once, or find new techniques to slow and spread the zombies out. To try and identify if there are any blocks that still retain the old behaviour, I started building test rigs to see what I could see, and play with some of the new blocks that were added in Alpha 21. Nothing that I tried worked though, the zombies always made it to the top, so my guess is that the change was made to the zombie animation, or physics, rather than the blocks themselves, but I'm no developer, so I could be wrong. Also, this type of testing is a bit hit and miss, so if you find a block that still works like the old stumble mechanic used to, please let me know in the comments below. From there, instead of testing blocks, I started to work on pathing changes that would cause the zombies to occasionally misstep, but not always, so that we still got a path that allows most of the zombies through, but in lower numbers than normal, with the goal being that we can add this to a base path and prevent ourselves from getting overwhelmed. Again, I put together a bunch of different prototypes to see what might work, and the end result was the following 2 combinations of blocks. The first arrangement uses only half cube blocks, and are arranged to try and drop zombies down into the gap in the middle. Spawning in some feral Arlenes, and you can see it works great, with nearly all of them making it past the gap, but one falling down. This is exactly the behaviour we want, so that we can include just one of these corners if you want a low number of zombies to fall, and most of the zombies to get to your combat position, or include more corners to further reduce the number of zombies coming through at once. Unfortunately though, if we switch to feral Marlenes, the slightly slower run speed results in every single one falling, which means that all the non-ferals will also fall down, creating the opposite result from what we want, as then most of the zombies won't make it through to us. The second arrangement uses 3 different types of blocks to create the corner we want. First, a cube 1/2, then a cube 1/4 side centered, rotated to the side closest to the camera, and the third is a cube 1/4 centered, and there's 2 of those stacked on each other to create the jump. This isn't for a jump stumble, but to cause the zombies to bunch up a little bit and not just rip around the corner and run on. Spawning in our feral Arlenes again, and you can see one fall off here as they bunch up and she's forced into the gap in the middle of the corner. We'll just have to wait now for the second run around. Ooh, and oops, she's off to the far side from going around the corner too fast, which is the other way that this arrangement can work, at least for the quicker zombies. Switching over to the slower Marlines, and the goal is again to get the occasional fall, but most importantly have it so that the slower zombies mostly make it over, so that normal and slow ferals don't end up in a permanent AFK loop. Thankfully for this setup, they all make it over apart from one, who again got bunched up and fell down. The bunch up fall should actually also work in our favour, as typically on a horde night there's a mix of slower and faster zombies, with the faster zombies often bunching up behind a slower one, which should result in the occasional fall. Putting this onto a horde base could look something like this, where the ramp up is relatively basic and the new zombie drop corner is used any number of times to thin out the horde as they climb. As with the original concept for the wizard tower base, you could use more height to add in additional corners and have a quieter horde night as more zombies fall and loop around, or go for a lower base and remove the zombie drop corners to let them climb unhindered for a more full-on horde night. So there you go. While zombies can still stumble, they don't accidentally fall off the edges anymore, but we can mimic the outcome of the block staircase by building pathways that only allow a percentage of zombies past. While I've shown one option, I'm sure there's plenty of other arrangements that you can use. Let me know if you have a favourite that you use in your own builds in Alpha 21. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If so, please click the like button to give it a boost. And if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please subscribe and come back for the next one. As always, thanks for watching and happy building.